Hi everybody, welcome to another season here in Iceland with the AKUREYRI. We are forging the nation of Iceland into hopefully a European powerhouse. We are actually 12 games into the season, a little bit later than I planned it, for a couple of reasons. Mostly is because we are absolutely storming the league. 12 games down, 11 wins, 1 draw, 3 goals conceded in the league all season so far. We won the pre-season cup that seems to happen before we kick a ball in the league. And we lost the Icelandic Champions Cup, Community Shield, whatever you want to call it. I can't bring myself to try and pronounce the Icelandic right now without having it in front of me. We lost on penalties, unfortunately, to Breidablik. They got a late equaliser. We dominated the game. Their keeper saved a penalty in normal time and 3 penalties in a shootout, which saw us lose 3-1, I think it was. But yeah, you know what? You win some, you lose some. Yeah, hi everybody, welcome to today's episode. As I said, blistering start to the league campaign. 37 goals scored, 3 conceded, 34 goal difference, same number of points as goal difference, 11 wins, 1 draw. The draw was against Greta, and I'm really annoyed because, as you can see, they're not doing great and we really should have done better. But overall, we can't really complain. The Dara Kepni Kala, I'm going to touch on that now. As you can see, we were far the better team. Okay, the XG is skewed by the penalty miss. And they left it quite late to get back into the game. But yeah, as you can see, 3 saved penalties from Christian, Schmidt and Isaacson. Really disappointing. Really disappointing. They even missed 2 penalties as well. Our keeper saved both, which was Adelson Almeida. But yeah, they went and won, and it's a shame to lose that. But like I said, you know, Breitha have sort of started to come back into it in the last season or two with a new manager, and I'm hopeful that they'll be able to compete a little bit more when they get into Europe. Because in regards to them, they will be jumping in the Conference League, so hopefully they will be able to compete there. But yeah, they've already been knocked out of the Mjölkurbikaren, like the cup, like the main cup, which would get you European football if you won it. So yeah, they've already been knocked out of that. Meanwhile, as for us, 2-1 win in our first game of the season in the cup, which was not the sort of comfortable performance I was expecting it to be. As you can see, we actually went down as well, 1-0 against HK, before we then just went on and stormed it really. Went behind again in the final against Keflavik, but never really in doubt for us getting the win. And then we've just sort of really kicked on. As you can see, we stormed into an early lead in the title, smashing in goals all over the place. 5-1, 9-0, 4-0, 4-0, and 3-0 in our first 5 league games. This Lakenir game was just so rewarding because about 6 of the goals came from set pieces, and that doesn't include the Alan Suarez penalty. And that segues nicely into talking about Alan Suarez. So he had sort of found game time a little bit reduced last season with Valdemarsen, and he also wasn't in particularly brilliant form. We only have to look at his sort of stats from last season. No, not for us, for him. 6.76 average match rating. Most of these appearances were off the bench. 4 goals, 1 assist all season. You know, we only have to go back to this season where he got, 33 goals in all comps last season. The season before, 18 goals in all comps. But this season, he's already on 8 goals in, 15 goals in all competitions, but 8 goals in the league and 4 appearances and 5 assists. And you might be thinking, so does that mean you've dropped Valdemarsen? And the answer is no, because he is on 9 goals in 12 league games, no assists. But you're probably thinking, well, how are you fitting these both into the team? Have you changed your tactic? And once again, the answer is no. We've just been playing Schwarz off the left. So early doors, we had Isaacson, Christiansen, both out injured. So we actually ended up playing Schwarz on the left just because he is able to do so. And he just, you can see he's outscoring Valdemarsen, and most of those games have been playing on that left-hand side as an inside forward. Even though he is left-footed, I get it. But Gunnarsson has also been playing as an inside forward on the right-hand side, and he's been doing all right, actually. He's been doing far better than I thought he would. Yeah, he just basically, if it's like Schmidt or Alvarez or Vargas or Delang, whoever's playing here gets the ball, he just tends to tuck inside along Valdemarson and just play as like an outside forward. And because he's on his left side, he's in a good position to just basically hit across the ball into the bottom corner. But before we delve in too much else, we need to touch on a few other signings because we did actually, believe it or not, make some more. And the first one was Ahmad Matuk, who is a sort of Lebanese-Swedish player. I think he's capped for Sweden. Actually, no, I think he's capped for Lebanon because he definitely shows up as being Lebanese for me on his main nationality out on like a squad registration screen. I'll be honest with you, I signed him as much for his model citizen and mentals, and obviously his brilliant physicals as I did for his technicals, because technically he's probably no better than Schmidt, who's his main competition for that number 10 role, but he's brilliant, and who doesn't want to have a model citizen in their side? We also made the free signing of Christian Alvarez. He was, believe it or not, a free agent, and I thought, well, we'll bring him in and we'll loan him straight out into the loan farm as a minimum. But we couldn't get him a loan move, and Vargas has been away on international duty, and you know what? He's a much better quality depth option than we did have previously. So with Vargas, Delanga, who we touched on last time, I'll bring him up actually so you can see him a bit better again. He's had a really good season. He's actually ended up playing a lot more than I thought he would, at the expense of... what's his name? Raffen Kjartansen. I didn't think he would displace him quite so well, and he really has in that anchor role. He's been really, really good. But yeah, Alvarez has a lot of things that we like. Good mentals. We need him to work on his consistency, but he likes big matches. And yeah, he's done pretty well so far. We're really happy with how he's doing. Free signing. He's on decent wages. We are finding that our wages are starting to bump up now. We are not in a position to be able to sort of really scrimp by. Most players that we are looking to sign are of a quality where they demand, like upwards of sort of 1.5, 2K. But it's fine. We can afford it. It's okay. And then the last signing we did was Carlos Brites. Literally, our scouts found him. He was a non-contract player playing out in Argentina with Desamparados. I think he was on something like £2 a week or £8 a week or something. He was on pennies out there. And we were able to basically just pay his compensation fee of the 26,000. We brought him in with a view to him being a loan farm player. And as soon as we brought him in, we offered him out. And, Natspieni Felai, AKUREYRI, I think it is, bid for him on loan. And he was like, yeah, I'm happy to talk to them. And then he rejected the move, and it was on deadline day, so we couldn't really do anything. So he's just gone into our playing for our under-19s at the moment because we couldn't register him, just to carry on his development. And then we'll look to just sort of try and get him a loan move in July when the transfer window opens again. And now in terms of outs, we only really did one major deal, and that was loaning Isaacson back out to Breidablik. This is the club we signed him from on a free. Basically, he's someone who I've always raved off, and he was actually brilliant for us. But looking at him this season with a fresh set of eyes compared to the players we've brought in, he's really just not it at the moment. Just anymore. We've got so many better players in our team overall that realistically I was like, we need to start thinking past you. But it didn't make any sense for a good player for the league to just rot on our bench. So we put him up for loan, and Breither came in for him. And he does have, I'm pretty sure, an optional purchase clause of something like, I want to say like 90 or 100k. So hopefully they will hit that, and he'll go there in the end of the season. But yeah, I felt like we really struggled this season to get players out of the door into the loan farm. As you can see, they're a bit more spread out this time round. There's less at Starnen, mainly because the players at Starnen have like their contracts run out with us. The only one we did do, I can't remember if I touched on him last time, was we brought in Matthias Christensen in on loan from Copenhagen. Just looked a really good option at left back, and he could also play at centre half. So just seemed a really good player to bring in. And I'm kind of glad we have done, because Ragnarsson has been pretty poor this season. He's not been brilliant. I kind of was hoping he was going to kick on a little bit, but he's looking like he's potentially not going to be able to do so. May end up looking to loan him out, if not in this summer, at the end of the season. Because Siggy Ernstson is probably a perfectly capable backup for Christensen. So yeah, a bit disappointing from Ragnarsson's point of view, because we did reject some bids for him a couple of seasons ago. from some clubs in Italy, but it is what it is. So just after what we were saying about Siggy Jensen, he's moaning at us that he's not been starting more games, even though we've used him sort of with reasonable rotation throughout the season. And I was like, well, basically you're a squad player really at the moment. And he was like, no, that's not a good idea. Even though his actual playing time is impact sub, apparently. Well, maybe not as much in the league, but he has played. He's played, made 6 starts. Yeah, maybe he had a fair point, but either way, I was like, well, okay, I'll play. And he was like, no. And now he's going to leave on a free at the end of his contract, which is in, just under a year and a half. So we'll be looking to get him out in the summer. He's too good a player to potentially miss out on any sort of money for, and hopefully he'll go to an Icelandic team. So in today's game, we are at home to Vikinga, and I think we're going to go with this team. So Valsson, Ragnarsson, Perez, Hjorlfsson, Pedersen. Perez, considering he's supposedly he's got poor consistency issues, has been solid. He's been really, really good. 7.04 match rating. He's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. No consistency issues from him at all. Vargas and Delanga. Gunnarsson, like I said, has been doing well on that right-hand side. Schmidt, ideally I'd play Matuk, but Schmidt is wanting more game time, so I'm just gonna play him. And then Swaj and Valdemarsen. Could make a case for starting Trifonov on the right, but I'm going to go with Gunnarsson. And the reason why we're not playing Tome is because we couldn't get players out on loan, we had to be really picky and choosy with our registration. So Tome pulled his hamstring sort of early doors in the season, was out for about 4 or 5 weeks. We brought him back in. He came off the bench, did fine, started another game with the view of us then taking him off, and his hamstring went again. So we then had to deregister him to fit someone else in, because it's like, well, he's not fit. He wasn't happy because that he missed out on the registration window. It was like he was still injured at the time, and it was like, well, by the time he's actually back, it's going to be near enough the start of the transfer window anyway, so we might as well just wait till then and then just bring him back. And that was a promise that he did accept. He was like, that's fine, yeah, just register me next time. So he will be getting registered as soon as the window opens, and we were going to try and get some players out for loan. But yeah, it's been a bit longer, like I said, than I planned on waiting. But like I said, we were doing so well in the league. There wasn't really anything that I sort of felt was particularly spicy to bring it back for. The cup finals, you know what? Like, I know I could have brought it back for that, but we did that last season, and we've done it a couple of times. And as we touched on, my main priority really with this save has just been to try and keep things as moving as good a quick pace as possible, because it is going to be such a long-winded save. I just want to try and keep things moving at a really nice rate. So, as I said, these things like this, we are going to just sort of plow through sometimes, because at the end of the day, the main priority is going to be Europe, really, because we've won the cups now, and it's not really anything new or exciting when we do it. Yeah, we're just going to sort of keep pushing through. Part of the other reason why I did bring it back today is we are getting our Champions League draw after this game. So I thought it'd be a good thing for us to see who we're going to get. And we can see how the other Icelandic teams are potentially going to fare. We'll see who they have as well. And here is Schmidt. He's gone back to Ragnarsson. Vargas tries to place it into the corner. He's, quite a measured, controlled finish for him. Usually his finishing is terrible. And Gunnarsson, he's actually playing against his old team here because we signed him on a free from Vikinga. And he scored. Annoyingly, as we said last time, it always seems to glitch. Well, not always, but it only seems to glitch when it's either a goal or a goal kick or a corner. It was a great finish from Gunnarsson. Controlled that shot really, really nicely. Runs onto it. Bang. Straight through the keeper, really. He hit it so hard, the keeper couldn't do anything about it. And it's going to be Valdemarsen. He has scored from these sorts of ranges before, but a bit too easy for the keeper that time. So, our assistant said, get stuck in because it will unsettle their weaker players. We've already got 2 players on yellows inside 20 minutes, so we'll knock that on the head. Well claimed by Valsson. So, Valsson is another player we need to talk about, because we were saying how we weren't sure whether he'd be up to the task. And he has been immense this season. Been so calm, so assured. But even when we've rotated Almeida in, Almeida's been really good as well, generally. We basically just sort of swapped them around sort of on a game or a couple of game-by-game basis, basically, just to sort of keep them playing. I'm pretty sure Almeida's game time, to be fair, is only like backup or something like that, keeper. But he's ended up playing a little bit more just because, really. And it's so far they've both been happy with the game time they've had. But I am just acutely aware that we've had issues with Balsam before, and I'd rather just sort of play him as much as possible at the moment, just to make sure we nip any issues like that in the bud. Great ball. Great save from the keeper, but Gunnarsson, again, with his second goal of the game, is at the back post to volley it in, or half volley it in. Great save from Egerson, to be fair, from the Schwarz header, but his defenders were just too slow. I've not seen any sign of any other Icelandic teams going professional yet, which is a bit frustrating, so hopefully that will change, because I don't know whether we are so far ahead this season because we're starting to get the benefits of having that pro training, pro training schedules and blah blah blah, better coaching staff, etc., or whether it's because actually the rest of the league is maybe getting a little bit more competitive with each other, which is allowing us just to sort of stay like steam clear of them, because we're 10 points clear of second place, 14 points clear of second place or something, I think. So I don't know if they're just taking points off each other because they're just a bit more competitive. I don't know. I could be clutching at straws here. I could be way off the mark. I don't know if they're just more competitive with each other, because there's something like 5 points between second and 8th place. So obviously there's something going on below us where they're sort of keeping each other sort of honest. But I don't know what the reason for that is, or whether it's just that they're all kind of at a similar level, hopefully not similarly poor level, and we are just having one of those seasons where everything is just going right for us, which did happen a few times with Partizan. But I hope it's not a sign that the other three teams are going to go into the Conference League and be absolutely terrible. And Vikinga from nowhere really have got a goal back. Oh, it's been disallowed for offside. Okay. I'm going to say their first chance of the game, 72% possession for us, and they go and score. I'd have been fuming. But yeah, who knows? Who knows, really? Be interesting to see what happens when they do go into Europe. But yeah, be interesting to see. Because like I said, they do seem quite competitive with each other down there, so who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I hadn't expected Gunnarsson to do this well. He's been a sort of low-key good player on that right-hand side, considering we've had injuries. I basically was trying to loan him out for most of sort of the pre-season. That is pretty shocking goalkeeping from Valsson. We've literally just been singing his praises. And his position in there was awful. Like, really, really awful. I'm going to make sure that Larison is being tightly marked, because that's twice now he's got in. But it was kind of like Onana against Wolves last night. Just a bit of time reference for everybody there. Onana's positioning for the Neto goal I felt was shocking. And I don't know what Valsson's doing there. Really don't know what he's doing there. Oh, 2-goal lead restored pretty much instantly with another set-piece goal. Ragnarsson has had a pretty solid game so far, though, today. Considering we were saying he'd not been great this season. Oh my word. That is one thing we struggle with, is defending those far post headers. And I don't know if it's like... So we were chatting about this in Jake Cooper's Discord, the link for which is down below. Fullbacks and jumping reaches, they just don't have it. Fullbacks just don't seem to be able to jump. Valson, that was poor, mate. That was really poor. We're giving him the touch of death here, haven't we? Yeah. Oh, is he going to smash it in? No. If you want to do us a massive favour while we're there, everyone, just while we wait for this corner, drop a like down below and leave some sort of comment. I don't mind. I'm happy to. Just anything. I'll engage with you. I'm happy to engage with you. I can't remember what I was saying now. We've had 2 shots on target, 2 goals for them. We've had 11 shots on target and 3. I'm going to make some subs because players are tiring. I think maybe we will do Kjartansson in for Hjorlofsson. And we'll bring on Matuk and leave it at that for now. Oh yeah, fullbacks and jumping reaches, dear me. Because yeah, Pedersen's not a new gen, but his jumping reaches 4, and Sanyang is a new gen, and his is shocking as well. I'm gonna have to take off Ragnarsson. I'm pretty sure Pedersen or Carson can play on the left-hand side. Lovely ball from Vargas. Interesting effort from Pedersen there. Don't really know why he did that. Then what are we gonna do? Maybe take off De Lange? Can't do it. Not sure what to do here. Leave it at that for now. Sorry, we're missing stuff here, aren't we? While I'm faffing around with this. I'd love another goal just to really shore things up. Nearly got it from Valdemarsen's head. But we're going to make our final set of changes. We're going to bring on Löwe. Can Matuk play there? No. But you know what? I'm just going to play Löwe there anyway. That's it. Löwe was injured. That's why his match sharpness is so poor. It's not that he's just not been playing. He was injured. He's someone who I think, as we touched on last time, could be brilliant for us. There got some great options, sort of in the more advanced areas. It's annoying that we couldn't get some of them out on loan, to be honest with you, which is what we were trying to do. Oh, and Gunnarsson's got his hat trick. Fair play, mate. Well done. Brilliant assist from Trifonov. Does so well here, just bang. There we go. Whips it in. Gunnarsson might have taken a slight deflection on the way, but who cares? That puts the game beyond all doubt, really. Oh, he's done him. The cross was actually a really good cross, just no one gambled. But he gets a second chance. Matuk gambles, scores 5-2. I'm going to say 3-2 flattered them, really. Like, when you think the number of chances they'd had compared to the number of ones we'd had. We've absolutely annihilated them. And this is just kind of what we're doing this season, just absolutely destroying teams. But fair play to Trifonov off the bench and 2 assists. Wow. And it's another great match, by the way, from Perez, 7.4. Ah, 5-3, man. What a game. What a game. And I think it was actually Perez who sort of mistimed this here. I don't know why he's trying to head that. He's never getting it. We'll take that. You know what I actually feel is more annoying about that game? Is we doubled the number of goals we conceded all season in the league in one match. That's really frustrating. Well, everyone, it is Champions League time, and we're going to go through it. So, Partey versus Poopy. So, we're a seeded team. Klaksvik, lovely Klaksvik from the Faroe Islands, will be playing Podgorica. Okay, this isn't us. Cliftonville, Riga, the New Saints, playing Lincoln Red Imps. They have our Kalyu, Haifa, Milvesh, Toomey. Come on, where are we going to come in? I should have just gone straight to us, shouldn't I, really? Bloody hell. I didn't expect it to take this long for us to get drawn out. Here we go. Who have we got? Dritta. They... Kosovan. Okay. Okay. And then I think we get the second round draw today as well. We've got Dritta, who I imagine we should probably be beating, right? Should probably be beating these. These are a pro team, but they are not great. We should be beating these, surely. And then we'll go to the next draw. And I think we are going to go to us. So we could be playing, actually match 1 as well. Young Boys. Oh, that's a tough draw. That's a tough draw to get in the second round. That is a tough draw. Okay. I think that's pretty hard. Why would they give us Young Boys, man? Come on. That's harsh. That's harsh. Right, so chances are we might not see the Dritta game because if we smash through them, I'm not going to bring it back for the second leg. But I will be bringing it back for the Young Boys game, I would have thought, unless we somehow storm them in the first leg. But I'd imagine you'll see us be around about here between Grutter and Akranis for that one. So, yeah, I'll see you then, everyone. Take care. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. I don't think there's much else to touch on. So, have a nice weekend, everyone. Or a nice week, whatever time of the week you're watching this. And have a nice day or a nice evening, depending on the time. And I will see you all very, very soon. Bye for now.